Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys watched my last video on how to drum on a budget, thank you so much for all the love and support. Link is gonna be down in the description. But today what I'm gonna talk about is finding drum sets either on the cheap or maybe even free. Let's get right into it. So I know Black Friday just passed and it's actually even Cyber Monday today, but deals don't always have to wait until those days. Where I normally buy my gear, whether it be new or used, is Guitar Center. Now, I'm not sponsored by them. This video is not sponsored by them, but that's just been one of the most reliable places where I can find just good gear, whether it be brand new or used, like I mentioned. And I actually want to jump into a few examples right now. So if you go ahead and go to guitarcenter.com and just type in drums or look in the drum section, one of the first things that you would see is a few electronic drum sets and maybe a few even acoustic drum sets. Now, one of the best, I think, and cheapest electronic drum sets that you could find, especially if you're on a budget, would be the Simmons SD200 electronic drum set. And this drum set, I'm actually gonna show a picture of it right now. This drum set has mesh heads. I think it's great for beginners. I think the price is just amazing. You basically get a full drum set. I think all you need to do is buy a pair of sticks and maybe even some headphones if you don't want to be too loud, and you're probably good to go. No, I think there's a stigma on electronic drum sets. They say, no, they're not real drums. You don't get the real feel, the right feel of an acoustic drum set, like when you compare the two. But I think they're great. I actually practiced so much on a electronic drum set. Now, it wasn't a Simmons, it was actually like a knockoff model. And it worked great, to be honest. It had great sounds. It just got the job done for when I wanted to practice, especially if I wanted to be quiet and practice. I popped on some headphones, put on a metronome, and it was a great way to practice for me. Now, one of the great deals that I think you'll find just across the board is the Ludwig Pocket Kit, which is by Questlove, an amazing drummer. Now, what this drum set is basically a miniature size drum set. Now, it's aimed towards like kids, but I've actually played on one of these before, a pocket kit where pretty much you feel like a giant on a drum set. But what it comes with is a snare stand, a hi-hat, it comes with cymbals, a rack tom, and a floor tom. And I think it's great. It's a great way to get started if you want to jump right into acoustic drum sets. Now, it's slightly more expensive than the electronic drum set that I mentioned earlier, but once that electronic drum set kind of, you either wear it out or it goes back to regular price, I think this is probably the way to go. Now, another fun thing that I love doing on Guitar Center is just looking for used equipment. I actually bought a few used cymbals, some used drums at, I mean, bargain prices. I found 20-inch rides. I actually bought 3 of them just a few months ago for about like $20 to $30 each. Now, imagine buying a 20-inch ride for 20 bucks. I don't think you can find that anywhere. Now, if you're lucky and you go ahead and you find used snares, used toms, used kick drums, used pedals, used hardware, I think that's another way just to budget yourself and to find things at a low price. Now, another website that you can use, or even app, would be OfferUp. Now, if you just type in drums on OfferUp, you're gonna get loads and loads of results. Now, it's gonna be hit or miss. There's a lot of people who are trying to oversell or just overprice their equipment, but you can find some great deals. Like right now, I just typed into OfferUp and you can see on the screen, and one of the first things I found was a $50 drum set that came with a kick, 3 toms. This is a great deal. Now, the only thing with buying used is that if you find things at a very low price, especially with drums, right? Cymbals typically, as long as they're not cracked or there's no warps in the cymbal hole where you put it on the cymbal stand. With the drums, what you have to do is change the heads normally. Now, it takes a lot of love and care. They sometimes come rusted. They sometimes come even with broken parts. But you kind of have to be aware that before you buy used drums, sometimes it's kind of good to go new. Pay that little bit extra because it comes with everything, brand new heads, brand new hardware. But when it comes to used drums, you do sometimes have to find things separately. So like this drum set, for example, 50 bucks, that's a steal. But then you have to go ahead and buy hardware and a snare stand, a kick pedal, cymbals, and that can get quite expensive. Now, at the beginning of the video, I did mention how to get drums for free. And the way you do that is you steal them. What? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. One of the ways to get free drums is actually one of the ways that I did this. Just a few years back, I was teaching drums at a local church, and they would pay me, you know, weekly. And sometimes they actually didn't have money to pay me, and I wasn't really in it for the money. You know, I was teaching young kids, and it was a great experience for me, just kind of like on the side thing. But I noticed that they had used parts just kind of sitting in a closet somewhere. And I got in contact with the church drummer, the local church drummer, and I asked them, hey, you know, like, if it's cool with you, if it's cool with the pastor, you guys don't have to pay me this week. Pay me with drum parts. And surprise, surprise, they actually said yes. I wasn't exactly changing like my money for the drums, so like basically I'm paying for them, right? But what I was doing was that I was working for free, and I was getting drum parts in exchange that were basically worth more than what I was gonna earn that day. I got two kick drums actually, one with heads, one without heads. I got a snare, I got 2 cymbal stands if I'm not mistaken, and a floor tom, and that basically I built a whole kit through there. So my best advice would be just ask around. If you're already going to church, right, and you already know a few of the musicians, the drummer, the pastors, just say, hey, you know what, like, can I work for free? I'll clean, I'll sweep, I'll mop, I'll do whatever, I'll clean the drums. But I noticed that you have some extra drums right there on the side. What if I worked, you know, let's say a month for that snare or for that kick drum or something? Just do something, offer yourself. If they say no, hey, that's all right. You offered yourself, you took a chance, but then the next step I would say would just be to save up, because even if you do go used, right, you still have to buy new heads, you have to buy maybe cymbals and hardware. So go ahead and start saving up while you're doing that. So that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like the video, comment down below what was your best part, or maybe some advice that you would like to give, maybe for myself or for other drummers that are watching this. And don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.